Today, from Las Vegas, Nevada, this is Madden Football on EA Sports. It's the Las Vegas Raiders taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Well, there's never a shortage of shows or sights and sounds throughout this city, but for the next few hours, all eyes are glued to Allegiant Stadium here in Las Vegas. Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis on hand. Kickoff just moments away. Charles, quickly, keys to the game.
For me, it's coaching. Who prepared his team the best going into this one to give them the confidence to believe that they would win the game? That's who's going to come out of this one on top.
And we are underway at Allegiant Stadium. And we will not see a run back on the opening kickoff. This will be a touchback. So here's the first drive now for the Jags. They're led by the #1 overall pick in the 2021 draft, Trevor Lawrence.
The word is potential, potential, potential. Think about this guy from the time he was in high school, one of the top prospects going to college, coming out of college, mentioned as a generational type quarterback. He looks the part. Tall, big arm, surveys the field, and can take off and run when under duress.
They'll start on the ground. ETN. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Well, give them credit for trying, but there's no fooling the defense with that call. They were reading run, and they set up to stop the run and then executed.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. And they'll go again with ETN. A beautiful fake. The Jags picking up the first down there, a gain of 12.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Lawrence. He completes it to Hunter. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41.
Well, there wasn't much there with that hitch route. They didn't gain what they expected. But sometimes when you call a hitch, you really don't have an alternate to go to. You don't have a second route to throw it to. So sometimes you have to rifle in there and hope for the best.
From the 41, here's a 2nd down and 6. Looking to throw, Lawrence. And that one off the mark behind him, incomplete.
I think he could have scanned downfield forever, but there wasn't anything available. Ends up throwing an incompletion, and I think he'll take that.
So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. From the gun, it's Lawrence. Got a man, it's De'Ami Brown, complete. And he will have a Jaguars first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
But one of the ways the quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field, and here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory at the 48-yard line. Play action. It's Lawrence. This will be caught once again by Brown. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Another 1st down as they call his number again. He's got 15 yards here.
Well, that's one way and a good way to get things going offensively. One play in, and they're already on the move. The defense, they're hoping that's not a sign of things to come as this game unfolds.
Throwing again here. It's Lawrence. He finds his man. Complete. That's Hunter. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. That's good for a 1st down, his 2nd catch of the opening drive. And the pocket's been protected pretty good here so far on the opening drive.
We always talk about confidence in runners and catchers and quarterbacks. How about the protection detail? They're not allowing anyone near the guy throwing the football.
On 1st and 10, it's Lawrence. And that is caught. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Hunter Long, 23 yards for the touchdown. And the Jags are on the board first here in Vegas. Their first passing touchdown of the ball game, and they go to the big tight end in those sure hands, and he provides the score.
Certainly looked like they were focused on taking away other weapons, and he certainly made them regret that because he found the soft spot, ended up taking it to the end zone. Nice throw, too, to complete the play.
Point after try forthcoming. And this is up and good. The score now 7-0 Jaguars. So that one, an 8-play drive. It spans 75 yards. And it results in a touchdown for Jacksonville. Here's the Jaguar kick team now as they run up and send this one away. Taken at the goal line. Now a hit and a loose football. And the Jags grab it. And they will score. It's a Jacksonville touchdown. So they get the one-score kickoff, get a fumble, take it right back to the house. 2 quick touchdowns within a matter of about 10 seconds on the game clock.
It's like a big 1-2 punch that may lead to a knockout.
And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make sure. Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of the football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line.
Brandon, to me, what's important right here on this drive is for them to get at least 2 first downs. They've got to give their defense a chance to settle down, catch their breath a little bit after they give up a touchdown on the opening drive.
Ball on the 30 now. Here's 2nd down and 3. Now Geno. And he fends him off. That's to the sideline and incomplete.
And that's the knowledge you gain from being in this league for a long time. He's learned the hard way when to give up and fight another down. And that's a smart move to throw it away.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Here's Smith. A short throw, and that's hauled in by Mayer. Nothing doing on that one, and it'll be 4th down.
Let's just make this one simple. Could he be any more open than he was on that play?
Yeah, they lost him going to the outside.
Hard to believe because you go through your accounting on each and every defensive snap. Who's got who, what defense you're in. That was totally a blown coverage.
And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. Just a 2-yard return there following a punt of 48. And the Jaguars go on offense, 1st down and 10. So time to see Jacksonville again on offense for the 2nd time here in this game. They'll be looking to duplicate that first drive, the one that got them that 7-0 lead.
Of course they would. I mean, look, they're on the road. So getting the 7-0 lead was huge for them, right? Imagine getting up 2 touchdowns on the road, taking the crowd out of the game. It'd be ideal.
On 1st down, Lawrence. Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted. Picked off by Eric Stokes. And down inside the red zone at the 19-yard line. And they'll take possession already in the red zone and in a great spot to add points to the scoreboard.
And, Brandon, how many times have we seen a defense with a lot of field behind them get even more aggressive, right? They feel like they've got them not pinned down, but in a favorable spot for them. And they took advantage of it there, got a nice interception, and set up their offense in great shape.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. The tight end in motion right. On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. They'll get forward for 3 down to the 16-yard line.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
2nd and 7. Throwing now is Geno. Over the middle, it's complete. And the Raiders are looking at 1st and goal as he's tackled all the way down at the 2-yard line.
It's all pretty simple sometimes, isn't it? Go where the defenders are not, and he does exactly that. Makes a nice catch to move the chains. Defense, got to find a better way of accounting for the shorter routes that are being run against them.
They'll try to run this one in. And he's over the line and in for a Raider touchdown. Taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Raiders are an extra point away now from tying this ball game. A strong, determined run there, Charles, to get in for 6 points.
This is why it's such a team game, isn't it? And I know that sounds really generic and it sounds almost trite, but the blocks were made up front, offensive line, collective victory at the line of scrimmage and downfield. And how about the finish to the run all the way into the end zone?
Now for the extra point, Daniel Carlson. It's up and good. So these teams match touchdowns here in the first quarter, and we're tied 7-7. The drive there only spanning 3 plays, and it's culminated by a 2-yard touchdown run. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. On the return, here's Parker Washington. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Out comes the Jaguar offense now as they get set to take over. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back, but make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. So the completion good for 6 yards, and that'll bring up second down.
Such a tough position to defend near the line, even when you add a second defender, but the big man shrugged off the extra body and made the play call a success.
Ball on the 28-yard line. Here's 2nd and 4. Lawrence will throw. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. And he'll take this back down inside the 20.
Well, they're certainly not giving much help to their defense, are they? Because for the second time now, that D has had to run back out on the field early after an interception. And remember, on the last drive, the opposing side took it in for 6 after that interception.
Las Vegas' offense back out there ready to go. But following the interception, they're set up nicely here, already inside the red zone, knocking on the door, if you will, 1st and 10. So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. A handoff as they run the counter play. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
2nd and 9. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And they'll get him down right around the 16. Only gets 3 yards there on the heels of the 1-yard pickup. Sets up 3rd and 6.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
They haven't made much of this great starting field position they had. Here's 3rd and 6. Now Smith. And this is caught. Touchdown, Raiders. A 16-yard touchdown. And the Raiders have taken the lead.
Great field position has to be one of the best friends an offense can have. When you don't have very far to go, you should cash it in with points.
Carlson now to add the extra point. It's up and good, and it's 14-7 now here in the first quarter. Scoring summary, 3-play drive, and it winds up in 6 points for the Raiders. On as the Raider kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. Washington now brings this out. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. The Jaguars getting set to go. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
Now ETN to start the drive. This will be a gain of about 8 to the 27-yard line.
I'd say it's pretty good strategy. If you throw interceptions on back-to-back drives, let's see if the running backs can handle the ball a little bit, get things going. And also, you motivate your offensive line. I think they're in the mood to fire out and hit someone.
I thought the defense, though, might be a little more prepared for that run. Pretty good gain on the ground. Now Lawrence. A short throw taken in by Long. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a first down.
When the offense reads blitz, doesn't matter where it's coming from, tight ends know that they become a big part of the passing game because they should be an easy outlet when all those extra bodies are trying to get to the quarterback. A hot route, so to speak.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Here's Lawrence to throw. Well, that's the 3rd interception for Lawrence. Jeremy Chin picks it off. And he's just across midfield and down at the 49-yard line. Well, I'm not sure that the wheels, Charles, are coming completely off, but they're shaking a little bit. That's 3 interceptions and now interceptions here on back-to-back drives.
And I think about what a Hall of Fame coach told me that he always told his teams, when a mistake happens, just move on to the next play. Let it go. Hard to do when you've thrown this many interceptions. That's exactly the attitude that has to be adopted.
From the gun, he'll hand this off. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Line of scrimmage, the 43 on 2nd and 4. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1.
He did have the touchdown run earlier, but not a heck of a lot more than that throughout this game.
No, not at all. In fact, I would say that this defense has done as good of a job on him as they have on any runner in recent memory. This is 3rd and 1, very likely 4-down territory even if they don't get it, though. Now a play fake, and it's Smith. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have the Raiders first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
On 1st and 10, Smith. Going right side here, and that's complete. And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line. That one good for 13 and a Raider first down.
Another nice play there. They've gotten down into the red zone in no time at all. That's what this offense can do when they get on a roll. And now they're set up with a 1st and 10.
From the red zone now, Smith. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. They'll wind up getting just a yard out of it, and it's second down.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Now 2nd and 9. They'll fake the handoff. Now Smith. Flushed out right. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
Throwing on 3rd down, Smith. He's got his running back out of the backfield. Touchdown, Raiders! A great play there. He scored on the ground and through the air. And the Raiders go up by 2 touchdowns. Boy, still in the first quarter, and look out. I mean, they are on pace for over 80 points in this game. I don't know that they'll get there, CD, but this has been impressive to watch so far.
That certainly would be history in the making, wouldn't it, partner? I'm glad we're here to actually watch and see if it actually happens, although, like you, I have my doubts, but they are firmly in control of this game.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And it's now 21-7. So this drive spans 7 plays. And it ends with a Las Vegas touchdown. On is the Raider kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. This fielded right at the goal line. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. Jacksonville back on offense and ready to take over. Lawrence bringing the Jaguars up 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. They'll look to ETN to start things out. And he's going to lose yardage here. Back to his own 18. Hustling through to break that play up, Max Crosby.
I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last 2 drives ended in interceptions.
Unfortunately, though, not a lot going on that first play.
Yeah, I think the anticipation was felt also by the defense.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Now Lawrence to throw. Steps away to his left. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. Great vision there by Lawrence as he scrambles for a first down.
He was certainly quick to atone for his early game interception. Instead of making another mistake forcing something, he reset himself and found a lane to pick up the first down.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Off the play fake. Here's Lawrence. And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete.
Don't you do that.
Well, as a lineman, they are trained. You've got to stay close to home. If you're more than a yard downfield, they're going to toss that flag, and they did there. A shotgun snap and a give to Etienne. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. That was huge after being behind the chains on first down to make this second very manageable.
Yeah, how much pride do you have in an offense on first down to get that kind of yardage? Because it actually opens up your playbook on second down. You can run it, you can throw it, you keep a defense off balance. I like that phrase, staying ahead of the chains, and they're doing exactly that.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. They'll wind up losing 3, and now it's third down.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
Here is 3rd and 5. They'll bring a tight end in motion left. They go play action with Lawrence. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. A busy first quarter. His 3rd catch of the afternoon is a first down.
And that's just what you're hoping for when you dial up that play call. They run play action. Then they're just going to leak the tight end to the outside. You're hoping the man assigned to him commits to the run fake, even just for a split second. And that's all they...
Lawrence hit and the ball is free. And the Raiders have recovered. And so the last 3 drives, you've got 2 interceptions and a fumble. I think we know why they're losing right now.
Without question, and we've seen the evidence, just what you talked about there. If they take care of the football, number 1, maybe they're not having this deficit, and number 2, maybe they actually have the lead.
Following the fumble recovery, Smith. And now this is intercepted. My goodness. And the Jags are going to get it back here just past the 35.
Way to work, baby. Way to work.
Well, these defensive coaches, they sure like what they've got in this rookie corner. And with good reason, as you saw there.
He only cost him a day 2 pick, and a lot of people thought he had first-round ability. But when he was available on draft night, that was one where you didn't need the full time to make the selection. You call that pick in early, and he shows why he was so coveted with that interception there.
The Jaguars back with it on offense. And a fumble last time. Ball security. Talk about it all the time in the National Football League. They've got to be better at it on this drive.
Don't you think that when every team gets together for the first time, I don't care if it's OTAs, mini camps, first day of camp in the regular season, ball security comes up about what, the second sentence of the coach's address?
And those are so many drills focus on that.
All the time, and they do drills to make it even tougher to simulate game situations. Doesn't always work out, though.
And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up.
The defense thought they had that play covered, but it still got driven backward by those blockers. Those types of plays are a key part of any team's offensive game plan. It all starts up front in the trenches.
Ball on the 40 now. Here's 2nd and 6. Another tote for Etienne. And he'll get about 3 here up to the 44-yard line. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Lawrence on third down. He'll get this into the hands of the wideout from LSU. And he is going to have a Jags first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. A pretty wild first quarter. 21-7, our score. The Jags with the football to begin the second quarter as they've got it with a 1st and 10. They'll send the tight end in motion. On 1st and 10, it's Etienne. And he gets forward up the middle, but only for a couple. It'll be 2nd down.
They suspected it was a power play up the middle coming at them, and boy, were they right. That defense got downhill in a hurry and limited them to just a couple on 1st down.
Line of scrimmage, the 36 on 2nd and 8. They go play action now. Lawrence dancing to his left. Staying on his feet. And he'll slide to a halt here. Still a little shy of the 1st down marker. He'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at 3rd down.
I certainly like what he did right there because he smartly wanted to avoid forcing anything downfield because nothing appeared to be open. Nice harmless slide there to avoid the big hit, and he gets a small gain on the play.
The Jaguars on 3rd down. A perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. Here it's 3rd and 3. In motion, the tight end. They'll run with Etienne. And he's got the first as they'll bring him down at the 28-yard line. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough.
Exactly what they needed right there because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
On 1st down, right back to Etienne. And he works his way forward to pick up 4 yards there. 2nd down.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
From the 24 now, here's 2nd and 6. Etienne once more. And able to get about 3 as he's taken down right at the 20.
When a drive goes this long, you have to give a lot of credit to the guys up front, those big fellas, because the offensive line is putting something together that allows them to continue to control the ball. And I know a lot of people think they get fatigued on a long drive. Actually, a lot of times the reverse happens. They actually get energized because they're controlling the ball and they're the ones dictating to the defense.
So 2 of 2 on 3rd down conversions on this drive, and now they face a 3rd and 3 here. He's got his target. That's complete. And he will have a Jaguars first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. Etienne up the middle. And here he'll get it down to the 7. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good 1st down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on 1st down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
2nd and 6 with the ball on the 7. On the carry, Bigsby. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up third down.
Overall, I'd have to say that was just really good team defense because, to me, you can't pin that one on the running back. He had no shot there. He had a man in his face immediately.
They'll see about converting this 3rd and 8. Now Lawrence. The quick slant caught. Touchdown. Parker Washington from 10 yards out. And the Jaguars have cut it back within a score.
Obviously, Brandon, they couldn't get it all back with just one score, but that touchdown chips into the lead, and now it makes the comeback a little bit more manageable.
A try here for the extra point. It's up and good. This becomes a 21-14 ball game now. That one in the books as a 12-play drive. And it culminates in a Jags touchdown. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. That's going to be taken at the goal line, and he'll return it. And he won't quite make it to the 25.
I can't stand myself.
Here's Las Vegas ready to take the field. The last drive for this offense, Charles, you remember it ended in one play, that quick interception, but they do still have the lead as they start this drive here.
And that's something to focus on for them as well, because it's not quite no harm, no foul, but the interception, hey, shake it off, move on. Hasn't cost your team the lead, and now it's time to rebound, and the quarterback and his teammates, they can add to the lead with a good drive here.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play, and that will bring up second down.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here, and what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while, get at least 2 first downs, give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
2nd and 5. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. There he goes again, and he winds up getting this all the way down to the Jags' 27-yard line. 70 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half. Terrific run from one of the fastest backs in the game today, a guy who keeps defensive coordinators up at night, no doubt.
Remember when we were meeting with the D coordinator before the game and all he talked about was run fits, making sure our guys were in the right place so there were no creases?
They missed their fits, didn't they?
Yeah, there was no fit there. The only fit was at the end when he threw his headset down after that big run.
So in Jacksonville territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 27. And they'll keep leaning on the running game, back to the ground. And he is going to lose yardage here. Different story this time around. We had that huge gain followed by a sizable loss here.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
So their task a little bit more difficult now. 2nd and 13 that they're walking up on. Geno now to throw. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down.
Well, that one was all about the defender making life difficult for the receiver. Very tough for a guy to hold on to the football through all that contact. He ends up forcing the incompletion.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Smith now to throw. And that is incomplete. Oh, he did everything but hold on to it. But a nice play defensively, and now it brings up fourth down.
And I feel like my man, Old Mo, momentum might be changing jerseys right now. How about what they just got done? They scored a touchdown their last drive. Now here's a 3-and-out. Maybe momentum's getting ready to creep to the other sideline.
The kick by Carlson is good. And the lead works its way up to 10, 24-14. So that one on target, and it adds to this first half lead.
And maybe we're too early to worry too much about one-score lead, two-score lead, etc. But this is where you kind of start banking those points that come in helpful later on.
On is the Raider kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. And he'll wisely just take a knee here, and this ball will come out to the 30-yard line. As the offense returns, let's take a look at running back Travis Etienne. They're behind in the first half here, CD, but it's not through any fault of their running back. He's had a strong start to this one.
And you're right about that, partner, because watching him play, you would think that his team is in the lead. He has been a lot of fun in this contest. Now let's see if they can actually make something happen and put more points on the board behind his efforts.
Yeah, I'm curious to see, Charles, if they can play complementary football and get that passing game going as well. Lawrence bringing the Jaguars up, 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Thomas has got it, complete. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Here's Lawrence. Got his man. It's the tight end Strange with it. And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45.
And there wasn't much room for the big tight end to do much after the catch. But at least he was able to pick up a solid gain to help his offense continue to move in the right direction.
2nd and a couple. Back to throw. Lawrence. A short throw taken in by Long. Catch number 4 for him on the afternoon, and it'll give him a first down.
And the tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then, of course, they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play, and that makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him out and deliver.
Straight ahead, Etienne gets past one man, and he's got this down to the 35. 66 yards rushing for him in the ball game now on 14 carries.
They're making it look easy out there. Another first down. So far on this drive, let me do this little bit of math here. 4 plays, 3 first downs.
That's a pretty good recipe for success. So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory at the 35-yard line. Lawrence, now this is Etienne on the draw. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down.
They went right back to him, but he pretty much had nowhere to go on that play.
Yeah, the previous carry looked pretty good. That one, maybe he was a little tired. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he should have tapped out and had a second back come in and maybe make that run. Who knows?
They'll come up 2nd and 7. On the counter, Etienne. And he's going to be close to a first down as he gets this to the Raiders' 27.
Call it a gain of 5 there on the run, but they'll remain a yard or two short here with 3rd down coming up.
It's not a huge breakaway run, but if your starting running back finishes the game with averages of 5 or 6 yards per touch, you'll take that every single time.
Trying to keep the drive going here. This is play number 7 on 3rd and 2. Looking to throw. Lawrence. Buying time to his left. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 12-yard line. That one a pickup of 15 for Jacksonville.
I can't be sure how much of that was planned pre-snap, but it certainly opens up some avenues for their offense. And if he can stay a threat to break off those kind of runs, it'll pull defenders away from coverage and open up some choice throwing lanes for him moving forward.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. From the gun, Bigsby. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. 11 more on that one and another first down.
Partner, if you want more carries, I think we saw how you get them. Showed that he's got the fresh legs, and he picked up the first down on that run. Don't just ask for him. Show him that you're supposed to get the football.
First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Got his man, it's caught. Touchdown, Jaguars. Brenton Strange from a yard out. And the Jaguars are back within a score. These two teams in this first half, it's been fun. Back and forth, back and forth. Well, it's not fun for the defensive coordinators, but offensive coordinators are enjoying it.
Yeah, they're having streaks here, aren't they? Being able to put scores together and really bunch them up, and we have a tight game here. You know, we often talk about having the right shoes for the right turf. Today it's track shoes. That's what we've seen with these offenses.
Yeah, it's been an absolute track meet so far and fun to watch. Point after, right down the middle. And that cuts the lead to 3, 24-21. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. Now the Raiders offense, they get set to head back on the field. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense.
Yep.
Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
On first down, Smith. And the Jags get to him as down he goes. It was Eric Armstead fighting his way through that time to record the sack.
Well, that's what they have to do more of defensively. Not just getting sacks, but they have to keep getting in his face, not let him get his feet set and deliver. He's been carving them up previously.
Yeah, already has a couple of touchdown passes. About time they put a few grass stains on that jersey. 2nd and 14 as they've got work to do here after the sack. Here's Smith. Oh, a contested ball here, and it's going to be caught. 36 yards on the play.
Well, you don't have to be a genius to watch this game and figure out they've had plenty of success moving the football here in the first half. We've seen exhibits A, B, C, and right on down the line, haven't we?
Yeah, we just saw exhibit Z right there. So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 43. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
Now that's a play to applaud because these RPOs, things happen so quickly. And that ball's out of the quarterback's hands fast. He read it and reacted and was there to hit him as the ball arrived at the receiver. Big-time read, big-time play.
The throw over the middle taken in. And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 32-yard line. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
Now a loose football. The ball comes out, and he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. Now Gino on 1st down. Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete.
It sort of looks like they still have some fight in them on this series because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. But if this defense gets 2 more stops, they can keep them out of that area.
Smith, an incomplete pass on 1st down. Now it's 2nd and 10. One back in the backfield. He'll get the carry. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
The offense on 3rd down, they've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd down and 12. Now it's Smith. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. And no field goal try here from the red zone. Offense out there. They'll go for it on 4th. They'll try and run for it. And he gets the 1st down yardage before he's brought down just outside the 10 at the 11. They only needed a few inches, and they didn't get much more than that. But by about the width of a shoelace, they convert on 4th down. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. To throw is Smith. Over the middle, complete. That's Bowers. Touchdown Raiders. Brock Bowers, an 11-yard touchdown. And the Raiders add 6 to their lead.
The big fella was the recipient there for that touchdown pass, and it seems like more and more the tight end is the guy you have to worry about most in the passing game.
Carlson on for the PAT. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. A 10-play drive that time. And it winds up in 6 points for the Raiders. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. They couldn't take the chance. This will be returned from the goal line. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20. Call it the 21. Trevor Lawrence, helmet on, ready to go as he brings out this offense. He really continues to pick apart this defense. Last drive, perfect, and it culminated in his 3rd touchdown pass.
As long as we've been doing this, how many times has a player in this type of a zone described the game as really slowed down?
Yep.
So right now, instead of warp speed, it's
snail's pace.
Oh, snail's pace for him, and he can do whatever he wants. Feels like he has all the time in the world to throw the ball, and his offensive line has been giving him that.
Now Lawrence on 1st down. Got him in. It's Brown. So the completion good for just 3. And that'll make it 2nd down. Now Lawrence going to get his guys to go quickly. Throwing again on 2nd down. Lawrence. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Jeremy Chin picks it off. And a great return here gets this one all the way down to the 26-yard line. An unfortunate sequence there, trying to get points before intermission, but now the interception, and their opponents have a chance to possibly pad their lead.
Yeah, they had an opportunity there, and they weren't able to capitalize on it, and that's something that could come back and haunt them later. They're begging their defense now to keep them from scoring before the half ends.
The Raider offense going to head out now late in this 1st half. And now following that turnover, they've got an opportunity here to try to cash in with good field position before intermission. After the interception, here's Smith. Quick hitter here, it's complete. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the 1st half. Now 2nd and 5. Now Smith. And that went too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps to have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
They had great starting position to begin the drive, but now they look up at a 3rd and 5. Back to throw, Smith. That is caught, and he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the 1st half. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. Smith throwing again. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
This is certainly a team that has proven it likes to target its backs through the air, and defensively, they were aware of that and certainly were prepared on that throw.
They come up here with another shot from the 6-yard line, and it's 2nd and goal now. Throwing is Smith. And that's going to be caught for a Raider touchdown. A great effort there with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Raiders will extend their lead in the final minute of the half.
They have really had their way so far in the first half, but they wanted to continue to build on their lead. They know that no lead is safe in this league, so they decided to try their best to get one more as they headed into the half, and they got it done.
Carlson now to add the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And it ends with a Las Vegas touchdown. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And the returner down to a knee, and this will come out to the 30-yard line. The Jags going to go on offense now late in this first half. And with a 3-score deficit staring them in the face, they might have to press the issue here and try to get points out of this drive. Just over 30 seconds to go in the half. They've got it 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. That's caught. It's Strange, the tight end. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Lawrence. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. I hate to say it, Charles, but the way that he has played in this first half, you just kind of hold your breath every time he drops back to pass.
Yeah, you might be holding your breath, but those guys on the defensive side of the ball, they've got big smiles on their faces. He's handing out picks like the people just leave the candy out at Halloween and you take what you want. They're having a blast out there playing against him today.
And he'll push forward here for a good little run as the clock continues to run. Now the Jags will use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. This now a 3rd and 4. Looking to throw, Lawrence. He'll get this out to the flat for Etienne. And he's going to be taken down. Plus, there's a penalty flag in the backfield. They may get 15 more on top of this. They stopped him shy of the marker, thought they were bringing up 4th down, and then that penalty.
Let's face it, they thought they had bent but could absorb that, right? Instead, they broke as a result of their own penalty.
A bad time for a roughing penalty, and they get the gift of a 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, Lawrence. And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front.
Well, touch and time are critical for those types of throws. He put a lot of zip on that one. Needed just a little bit more finesse trying to get it to his back.
Second and 10. From the shotgun, Lawrence. He completes it to Hunter. Now a timeout called with 3 seconds to go. And, of course, they're in field goal range in the final seconds of this first half. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. From the left hash, it's a 42-yard attempt. And his kick is right there. It's good, and that will do it for this first half. So we've reached halftime in a wild first half. We'll take a minute to catch our breath as we send you to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach?
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much, and welcome in everyone to our downtown Orlando studios and this EA Sports Halftime Report. It was the former comeback player of the year, Geno Smith, who was sharp in the first half. He had it going right away. 2 touchdown passes in the first quarter, 2 more in the second. 4 touchdown passes all told, and he's likely not done yet.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always to you and the gang in Orlando as we welcome everyone back in for quarter number 3. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And he'll be stopped up at the 25.
Let's go! Let's go! Woo! Here I come! Here I come!
The Raider offense ready to go here to start the third quarter. They'll start on the ground here on first down. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Oh, there's plenty of traffic waiting for him up the middle. But give him credit, he tried barreling through anyway. They're fortunate to get a yard out of that one.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Throwing now is Geno. A short throw, and that's hauled in by Mayer. And that's good for a gain of 6. And now it's 3rd and 3.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Play action. It's Smith. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. That is Josh Hines-Allen working his way in for the sack.
To me, the defense was looking a little gassed near the end of the first half, but they've come out of the locker room with a little extra spring in their step. Wonder what they did at halftime to get them so motivated.
I don't know, but that sack looked good. Now let's see if they can build on the momentum of that play. Here's A.J. Cole now as he'll punt it away for the second time.
They'll call this a 41-yard punt, 7 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Here comes the Jags offense now. Time for their first possession of half number 2. Very good starting field position for the Jaguars offense as they come up 1st and 10 at their 36-yard line.
Bigsby with a carry to begin the series. And good running there as he'll take this all the way up to midfield.
Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first.
Most of their damage has been done through the air. I mean, they've rung the bell 3 times with passing touchdowns, but guess what? Ground game has not been neglected. Nice little burst right there.
Running out of the gun with ETN.
Yeah, boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL. And he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
Now a 2nd and 10. Here's a give to ETN.
Some extra space following the display of power. Down just inside the 45.
87 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
Well, that's why the guy with the headsets is down there. All right, they know what they're doing because they got stuffed on a running play on 1st down. And I think myself and probably the fans were saying throw the football in this situation. But he knew what he was doing, called another run, and now they've got 3rd and short.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
A handoff for ETN.
Yeah, this is not going to be enough. Was in search of 2 yards and only got halfway there.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the 1st half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
Here's Logan Cook now, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. And they'll play keep away from the returner as this one will be marked out of bounds at the 13-yard line. Pretty good spot.
Now the Vegas offense heading back out there.
This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
They'll start this drive out on the ground.
Knifes his way forward here, but just 3 yards on the play. 2nd down.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
Now Gino. And he's got his big wide receiver complete. He's been big. 2 touchdowns earlier. Now he's got a first down here.
This offensive game plan has just been sensational. I mean, when you think about all the different ways they've gotten their receivers open so far, it's really been impressive. Scheme, design, execution.
On first down, they'll run it on the draw play. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
From the lineman to the guy running with it, that was a well-executed first down by the offense. With 2 shots left to get the first, you can get a little aggressive here on 2nd down if you want and try for some bigger yardage.
2nd down and 4.
And they'll give him another shot here on the ground.
And this is going to be a Raiders first down as he'll get this up to about the 42.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
So 2 first downs, and that moves the ball to the 42 now, 1st and 10. Smith. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. But linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
Here's 2nd and 7.
Now Smith. And this will be caught by his big wide receiver. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 35. That one good for 20 on the catch and run.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line. Now a play fake, and it's Smith. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. That one goes for 30 yards.
Despite writing it down on my notes, I never give enough credit to the offensive line, and we have to here. The protection, that's what made this play a success. Quarterback had to wait for his crossing route to develop, and that takes a little bit of extra time. Excellent job by the big fellas up front.
2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. Smith. And this is caught. Touchdown, Raiders. Jacoby Myers, a 5-yard touchdown.
And the Raiders have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns.
That drive that really increased their cushion felt very military to me. Very precise, methodical. That's one of the words you've taught me. And they just got it done.
And slowly but surely now starting to pull away a little bit. Things looking good for them here in the 3rd quarter.
Not only pulling away, but you mentioned that slowly but surely. You also drain clock, too, with a drive like that. So you really give yourself an advantage.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. So that drive in total 8 plays.
And it was all capped off by Jacoby Myers on the touchdown reception.
On as the Raider kickoff unit now as they will send this one away.
Washington now brings this out. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line.
Out comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here.
I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Lawrence bringing the Jaguars up, 1st and 10.
At their own 27. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And they're able to get this one across the 35. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup.
And this is what they're going to need more of. It's the 3rd quarter. You're trailing. You've got to come out with a renewed sense of purpose. And that's a nice way to kick off the drive with good yardage and a first down.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
They'll run. It's Etienne.
And he'll go down right around the 47 this time.
98 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
Here's Lawrence to throw.
Toward the left sideline, but it's incomplete.
And when you've thrown as many interceptions as he has in this one, you definitely start getting a little hesitant to throw the ball out wide because that's prime pick 6 territory. That time, he made sure the only guy who was going to catch it was sitting in the 3rd row.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Draw play, Etienne.
And he's got the first down, yardage before being taken down at midfield.
And that last carry puts him right at 100 yards for the game. So how has he done it? Because he's been patient, followed his blocks, let everything develop, and then burst through for big gains.
And they'll go again with Etienne.
And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
Here's 2nd and 3. Etienne with it.
And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40.
They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
Red on red. Focus, all right? Good talk. 45 the mark. Here we go.
On 1st and 10, it's Lawrence. This ball caught by Strange.
And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup.
Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football, and right now I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, try and get big chunks of yardage in a short amount of time. That was a nice play there.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Lawrence.
That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. And he's got this inside the 10 to the 9 before he's out of bounds. Short completion, just 4 yards, and it's second down.
I don't care what sport you're playing. Everyone likes to build up a little momentum, don't they? And look at this, back-to-back completions to the big target at tight end.
That one not as profitable as the other, but still a decent game.
Back to the ground with ETN.
He pushes forward for maybe 3 down to the 6-yard line.
Well, that's not a run that's going to make any of the highlight tapes, but they've been moving it well all game on the ground. This is another one that keeps them moving forward.
Here's 3rd and 3.
Someone moved, flag is out. That's going to be 5 yards.
And that'll drive coaches crazy. You work all week on dealing with loud crowds, on dealing with motion, and then you have a guy jump.
Now after the false start, they need 8 yards here on 3rd down.
Lawrence will throw.
This will be caught at about the 6.
Come on, let's go.
And they'll rally and stop him short of the 1st down at about the 6. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and that'll bring up 4th down.
And I think he just wanted to get the ball to one of his playmakers to see if they can make something happen, but he ends up throwing into a crowded area. And after the catch, he isn't able to do much with it.
Now a field goal try coming up here for the Jags. From the left hash, a chip shot here. And his kick is good. And the deficit drops now from 21 down to 18.
So the 3 points there, and CD, that helps them inch a bit closer.
Yeah, partner, when you're losing, any points you see go on the board in your favor, you're happy to take them.
Here's the Jaguar kick team now as they run up and send this one away.
And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he returns this to the 22.
Come on now, let's do this.
Geno Smith getting ready to go again here on offense. 5 for 5 that last drive. Touchdown pass as well. He was clicking. Receivers, I don't want to be cliche, but running really solid routes too.
And what I love about it is when you look across any team, all right, the body types of the receivers are usually different. The way that they get open, different as well. Some of them use power to get open. Some of them use those head fakes and subtle moves. Some of them just use pure speed. And the really good ones, when they're established, they know how to push off at the end of a route too.
And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
Yeah, another good run there. He's been such a big part of their success here this afternoon. And that last carry, it puts him over 100 yards now for the day.
Now a 2nd and 2.
And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. Give him a 1st down, 15 yards that time for the Raiders.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. Now they'll run on the draw. They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. It was Eric Armstead coming up quickly and dropping him for a loss.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
After the loss, they'll come up 2nd and 13. They'll try the air now with Smith.
Pass complete right side to Bowers.
They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down.
He's a rookie, and you don't want to get hung up on the word potential. But when you see him make catches like that, you keep thinking to yourself, he's good now. He's got a chance to be great with plenty of work.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here.
On 3rd down, they're going to run for it here. And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
Well, the offense has had a big day. He's been great running the football, but I don't think anybody liked that last result.
No, they didn't like the last result at all, but they have to look at it in total, don't they? They've had a big day running the football. You take an occasional loss or an occasional bad play along the way, but all in all, they have to like what they've done.
Here's A.J. Cole now as he's on to punt for Las Vegas.
He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive.
Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
Back now in Las Vegas. Welcome back, everybody. It's Jaguar football, but a little work to do for them. They trail here as we start the 4th. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10.
Now Lawrence. A short throw there to Strange.
2 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
You got the big lead defensively, willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
2nd down and 8. Now Lawrence to throw. They'll drop that underneath to ETN.
Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and that'll leave them with a 3rd and 2.
It's funny, throughout the time that we've been together, when we talk with running backs about the ability to catch the ball, their eyes light up when they talk about open field and having one-on-one matchups, don't they?
Yeah, they do. And that's the reason why. What we just saw, shedding those tackles, and that's what they're used to doing.
It is, and it starts at the beginning of the play. One-on-one matchup if someone's trying to cover them, but they also like those one-on-ones downfield after the catch when they're running with the ball. They think they're going to win those too.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 38-yard line. The drive stays intact with a pickup of 13.
A 3-score game here late. You can probably rule out the comeback, but certainly some kind of a moral victory to be had if they can get a few more points to close things out. And to that end, a nice pass play there to push things downfield.
Yeah, and we know in this league, a loss is a loss, and no one wants anything to count as a moral victory or, boy, something that feels a little bit cheap. But they trim that lead down to just 2 scores. That's still a benefit to this squad.
But to throw again is Lawrence.
Being chased out left. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
Max Crosby blowing up the play and getting the sack.
You can almost see all the defenders rubbing their hands together with glee because we all know they relish the chance to bring down a quarterback of his caliber. Anyone who brings him down has plenty to talk about. Not just a sack, but a big win built off the efforts of this defense.
Got to assume this defense will be charging again here. It's 2nd and 15. Another try after the first down sack.
Lawrence. Batted at the line, but he still brought it in.
And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 27-yard line. That one a pickup of 15 for Jacksonville.
Well, those are the types of plays they probably wish they had made more of in the first 3 quarters. And this deficit going to be tough to overcome here in the 4th. But a nice first down and a pickup on that throw.
Yeah, and this is where as coaches, you're looking for effort and execution. Even though the scoreboard is going against you, you want to find out who's going to fight, who's going to scrap, who's going to keep their heads up and continue to play.
On first down, Lawrence.
This will be caught once again by Brown. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
Just need a yard here. 2nd and 1. Now Etienne.
And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. It's a good gain of 11. Sets him up 1st and goal.
Some big plays in the passing game on this drive, and here's one out of the running game. So the passing game loosening things up. Now there's room to roam.
First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game.
And they'll run with Etienne.
A nice display of power, but it only takes him to the 7. He's dropped there. Only a yard that time. 2nd and goal.
The yards may start getting a little tougher to come by down here near the goal line. That's good work defensively there on first down, holding them to a short gain.
The line of scrimmage, the 7 now on 2nd and goal.
Etienne on the toss right.
And he's brought down right at the 5-yard line. Give him 2 on the play.
Were you as surprised as I was that they actually ran it on 2nd down there? I thought that they would go ahead and throw it in every situation here.
Yeah, they've thrown for 3 touchdown passes now. Here, I think they probably go back to the air.
Yeah, I think so. But ordinarily, 2nd down is when you run your play fake, your play action, show run, and throw the ball. Now they brought up 3rd down. They'll have to throw it anyway.
Now he's got it. Touchdown, Jaguars.
Hunter Long.
A beast in the red zone with his 2nd touchdown of the game.
And the Jaguars have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. So a little bit of a letdown there defensively. I mean, look, you're still 2 scores to the good, CD, but things may be a little more uncomfortable than they had hoped.
Yeah, if you'd kept them out of the end zone there, this game's over. You've locked the door on them. Instead, it's still open a little bit, and they've got a puncher's chance.
Extra point right down the middle. And that'll make this now an 11-point deficit. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
This taken in at the goal line. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Vegas offense ready for their next possession. Now, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this fourth quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
Off of play action. Here's Smith. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
Come on now, let's make it happen, baby. Let's make it happen.
Dangerous spot for them to cough it up. Lucky to have recovered because had the defense gotten it, they were already within a shadow of the goalpost.
Yeah, and then you're yelling at your own defense. Sudden change, sudden change. That's not what you want to hear on your sideline. That means you got to run out there and try and stop an offense who has the ball in a very advantageous position.
The fumble on first down. Now here's second down.
A handoff as they run the counter play. And he'll get about 6 up to the 27-yard line. The recipe's pretty simple, I think, right? Just give your superstar the ball, continue to feed him.
Yeah, don't overthink this one, right? Make sure he's touching the football, but you're also counting on his intelligence in playing the game as well. If it's not there, don't force the run. Just make sure you hang on to the football and keep the clock ticking.
Able to find the open man. That's complete.
And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. The pickup goes for 16 and a Raider first down.
And that pickup of a first down, that's going to leave a mark because they really needed to stop them there, didn't they?
Oh, so frustrating. Defensively, you're a play away from getting that football back here. Down late, tough.
Now they've got to find a way to create a turnover or takeaway. Otherwise, this one will probably get away from them.
Here we go, here we go.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And a gain of 4 gets him right to the midfield stripe.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
And this offense on third down today, they've hit on half of them, 5 for 10. This is 3rd and 4.
From the 50, it's Smith.
And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on third down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
As soon as he leaked out and began his route, someone on the defensive side broke with him and arrived just in time to separate him from another reception.
Here's A.J. Cole now.
He'll boot it away from about his 35. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And this will be out of bounds, and they spot it at the 15-yard line. Not too bad. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go.
Their defense was able to force the punt. That's the good news. But this is still a 2-score game, and they need points on this drive and in a relatively quick manner. Lawrence bringing the Jaguars up, 1st and 10.
At their own 15. They'll try and start this drive in the air.
And that's complete to Etienne out of the backfield.
And able to get this across the 20 before going out of bounds. A gain of 8 there on the play. And that'll bring up a second down in just a couple.
This possession means so much for them. They've got to focus on this drive and find a way to make this a one-possession game.
Yes.
Got to get a score.
Yeah, so good with a field goal. Don't necessarily need a touchdown.
So from the 22, here's 2nd and 2. Now Lawrence. A short throw there to Strange.
That'll put him at 95 receiving yards now as he's got a first down.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a first down.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down.
Here's Lawrence. A short throw there to Strange.
And he'll go out of bounds, it looks like, right at the 40. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that'll give him a short yardage situation here for second down.
Coaches always harp on the quarterback reading the defense and getting it to the open man. That's good recognition there. And how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end, let him get some rack.
Yeah, when he gets moving, not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they?
Second down and a yard. ETN up the middle.
And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2.
That time they're able to bottle him up, and he's having a really nice game.
I agree with that. Let's just go big picture, right? Every back that's in the Hall of Fame had carries where they didn't gain yardage or they lost yardage, but you stick with them, don't you? When they're having a good game, keep feeding them.
He's got his target. That's complete.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another first down.
Well, every drive from here out is definitely crucial and critical. They know that they need to get at least 3 here to get it back to a one-score game, but I can't imagine that in their huddle that they're thinking at all about getting a field goal. They want to get into the end zone and then try and get the ball back again.
So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory at the 48-yard line.
Out of the gun, it's Lawrence.
Got his man complete over the middle. That's Brown. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and that's going to bring up second down. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of until they stop him, why not go back to him? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
From the 43, here's a 2nd and 5.
Back to throw. Lawrence. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
He'll get that underneath ETN.
And it's not going to be enough here. A gain of 4, about 2 feet short of the marker, 4th down.
We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a 4th down?
So now they're going to send out the field goal unit to, as they say, fire away from long distance. This will be from 56 yards out. And he missed it. It's no good. And they will remain 2 scores down as the difference holds at 11.
Here's Las Vegas ready to take the field. And they enjoy this fourth quarter lead, starting out 1st and 10 now following the missed field goal.
And that one, just an absolute killer. A chance to get this back within one score.
All hope not gone yet, but at the same time, you're exactly right. They needed to get back within one score and have a motivated defense take the field in order to get it back for them for one last big drive.
The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. Their defense was able to hold serve, albeit with a little help from that missed field goal as they settle in now for...
And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need.
Picked up by Foyesade Aluakin. And the Jaguars are right back in this football game. Well, that one was in the air for an agonizingly long time.
Just begging to be picked off, wasn't it? It's one thing if you're throwing a ball like that, trying to throw someone open or lead them into an area. But that ball needed to be thrown with a lot more conviction. As a result, it's an easy interception.
Out comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here.
The interception was a great starting point, but now they need points pretty quickly, down 2 scores. Lawrence bringing the Jaguars up 1st and 10.
At their own 42.
They'll look to Etienne to start things out. And some nifty running here as he'll take this across midfield and down to the 47.
A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down. It's been an excellent day for him running the football, no doubt, as he continues to soar well past 100 yards.
Yeah, it almost feels like he can just grab his briefcase and head home after putting in a full day's work at the office, doesn't it?
On first down, right back to Etienne.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Let's give a lot of credit to the offensive line. They've been able to move the ball really well on the ground the entire game, and while that wasn't a huge one, that's okay. They'll take them in short, steady bursts.
Ball spotted at the 45. Here's 2nd down at 7.
Looking to throw. Lawrence.
He'll drop this one off with Etienne.
That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And they'll be faced with a 3rd and inches.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
And the Raiders call on a nickel set for 3rd down. Operating from the gun. Lawrence. Down the numbers. There he goes. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Raider defense delivers a score.
So a 4th quarter pick 6 here, and that one might put this game out of reach, CD.
I certainly agree with that, partner, and I know one thing, though. That team that just got the pick 6, they're going to keep playing until this one's over. Better be careful. They're looking to get another one.
Carlson on for the PAT. And the lead is up to 18 now. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. Here comes the Jaguars offense as they get set here.
Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against here.
Yeah, it's a good way of pointing things out because now it's not a total loss because, as you said, they've scored some points, so there's some plays they can build on, moments where the game plan actually worked. But overall, though, they were just out-personnelled. They were going up against a team that's playing at an elite level.
Lawrence will try again after the pick six.
Man open left side is Brown. And he'll get nothing out of that one. So that'll be no better than an incompletion, and it'll be second down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. Here's 2nd and 10.
Back to throw. Lawrence.
Got his man. It's the tight end Strange with it.
9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard. And passing yardage-wise, now up over 350 in this game. Pretty nice performance.
Definitely that, which usually means you're putting a lot of pressure on guys trying to cover. If you're a defensive back and they put over 350 yards on you, you've had a long day. The key to everything, if you're doing it without throwing interceptions or turning the ball over.
Here comes 3rd and about a foot.
Looking to throw. Lawrence. And that will be incomplete.
Another throw there off the mark, and obviously he's battled all of the interceptions. Things just haven't been true to form for him. I don't know. What do you think's going on out there, CD?
That's a great question, and my suspicion is he's been coached really well to not show that he's having a problem. You know, they always tell you no matter what, you keep throwing the football with confidence. Well, we're not seeing a confident thrower right now. He's off balance, the passing game's off balance, and the defense is taking advantage.
And he gets it to the 32, good enough for a first down. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th.
He's been tough for this defense to handle, over 100 yards. You kind of knew that they were going to him on that play, didn't you?
They certainly did. That's one of those situations where you simply say, my best runner over my best blockers, let's go ahead and pick it up. And I don't care if they know it on the other side. Here we come, and they got it done.
At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
Now Lawrence to throw on 2nd down. A short throw there to Strange.
Now the Jags will use the 2nd of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 1:06 left to go in the game. Here's the 7th play of this drive. This is 3rd and 4. Back to throw. Lawrence. And my goodness, another interception.
Jacorian Bennett has it.
And they'll take over inside the 45 at the 44-yard line.
Well, it wasn't always pretty, but the interception there, that means that they should get out of here with a victory.
Yeah, this is not a game that they're going to preserve for posterity on defense, but they did finish it off, didn't they? They did make the winning play to close things out. They'll take that one and head to the locker room.
The Vegas offense ready for their next possession.
And this one all over but the shouting, you might say. Well, there's one timeout remaining defensively, but probably no real need to use it here.
Yeah, the only time they would use it, strictly for pride.
It's on. Hey, you got three. Three down. There we go, sit on.
The D can only stop it one more time as they take the knee.
Second and 11 now.
Let's go, D. 51 to Mike. 51 to Mike. Coming for you, son. I'm coming for you, son. Sit on.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up third down.
Bring it, baby. Bring it.
Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but boy, their offense was on fire in this ball game.
And partner, I have no idea what the top speed is on one of those high-end sports cars. What's the top gear you can get into? This offense, they certainly were there in this one, huh? Everything clicking for them in this contest, the kind of performance that they're going to cherish.
So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports.
Celebration time tonight on the Strip as we say so long from Las Vegas.